appears to be that we are now live streaming on Facebook.
It's
We'll
good on
see. It always opens up another window and then I hear myself talking in like 30 seconds. But anyways, welcome to episode 24 of The Everyday Dog with me, Derek Snow from No Dog Left Behind. Don't forget to hashtag live or the Everyday Dog. See, I don't know where it's open though. No Dog Left Behind. Okay, there we go. I don't like hearing myself twice. Anyway, here we go. Today, hashtag live, hashtag replay, depending on if you watched it now or later. Please fill that into the comments. I wanted to bring on Kara here. She's kind enough to spend some time with us today on your lunch hour and mine to discuss a little bit about her experience with myself and the No Dog Left Behinds. So to begin with, Kara, I'd like to just ask you a few questions. And if you could explain to me, what kind of things and issues or challenges you were struggling with your dog before we had met.
Sure. So when we first met Derek, or before, we had one dog, Luna, and she was classic spoiled only child dog. She was the light of our lives. We did everything for her. We catered our lives around her. And of course, that resulted in some behavioral issues. So Luna didn't really know how to handle children before we met with Derek. There was an incident that she ended up nicking a child's arm. It wasn't too severe, but it was scary enough that we realized that we needed some help. Mm-hmm.
For sure. So with that, that awakening, essentially, I guess it kind of was, do you feel like you could have used help prior to that instance, or was that like the cherry on top of the hello, it might be time to do something, or was it primarily because of that?
Primarily because of that, but looking back now after working with you, I see so many more signs that we should have, brought you in a lot sooner. Okay.
So then when, you were seeking out some assistance from dog trainer support, that kind of thing, like what kind of things, I guess, had you interested in what we offer as No Dog Left Behind, or was it like referral or internet, or like what, I guess, like why did you choose us?
So after the incident, we were obviously pretty upset about what had happened, and it was our responsibility at the end of the day. So my mom gave me a list of dog trainers she had heard are great, but they've never worked with any trainers either. Your name was at the top of the list, so I reached out to you first, but it was your response, the email response to my panicked, like, can you help us? SOS, shout for help. You came across very compassionate, understanding. There was zero blame, which I really appreciated, especially in that moment. But there was also a lot of like optimism, like how we can move forward, what we can do from here. And I felt that, the pricing and the packages that we discussed was more than fair, and it ended up being perfect for us.
Awesome. No, that's definitely helpful. With like Luna now, where are you guys at now in comparison to where we began? If you were to carbon copy the two things.
Very different. Like, she is much more confident in herself, because that's the thing. You helped us to realize it wasn't just the bite incident that we needed to work on. It was, how we approach Luna, how we treat her day to day. So now, instead of Luna being uncertain and kind of stressed and not sure of who to turn to, she looks to us first. You've helped us to build that, coping mechanism for her, I guess. So she looks to us first before she lashes out or reacts or really does anything now. And that's been everything. For sure. That's been the biggest change.
Well, it's obviously, it's nice that if you can have like a hesitation into like reflexive behavior, where before the dog might have just like launched into a reaction, to now being able to like, where they stop, they still, maybe feel uncomfortable at times or unsure, or how should I deal with this? But now they're like, how should I deal with this, mama? And you're like, back away. And they're like, okay. So that the few seconds or that prolonged eye contact is really a great kind of pattern interrupt to help us notice like, oh, you need some support, something's wrong, instead of them just possibly taking a round out of someone or something, and you being on the back end of it being like, no, don't do it, and then being obviously concerned to, replicate that situation in the future.
Yeah.
So was there anything else that comes to mind, and it's okay if there isn't, of where you were before to where you are now? What I'm hearing, and let me know if I'm missing, from what you said, is essentially you just feel more confident handling her, and that there's more of maybe like leadership presence of yourself, where she's deferring to you more for like, how should I deal with this, instead of her making those decisions herself.
Yeah, I would say that's totally accurate. Another huge thing for us has been when we go to leave the house, Luna used to really get upset. She used to just throw a tantrum. She would even sometimes like chase us to the door and make it difficult for us to get out the door. But you've helped us with that as well, with, not getting her riled up before we leave and just going through things and exposing her to our departure cues more often. And that's been huge. Now, like Chris, my boyfriend, can leave for work without, battling a lion, a tiny little lion at the door every day. So she'll actually
Right.
stand back and wait for him to leave before she charges at the door.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
because
progress.
they were struggling a bit with Luna, who she's a Frenchie, isn't she? French bulldog.
Yes.
Where she would like get a bit amped up and charge at the door when they would try to leave, or at the bedroom door or wherever, kind of like, no, you can't go. What do you leave me behind? And I just remember our session at your condo where I was leaving to go do something, or to leave to our next session. And then, typically she might rush the door. And I just remember, I think, kind of pre-framing how I wanted her to behave, and then walking out and you guys being like, what the F? And I was like, see ya. And then I left. And it's just those like kind of surprise moments of people being like kind of taken back, like, what? Like, that's it? That was that easy? And I'm like, well, it can be a lot harder too. But those make me smile and happy. And I just love to see people like kind of like, what? That's a fun thing for me to do.
It blew our minds for sure. And
Yeah,
now she does it for us.
yeah, right. Perfect. That's all we could ask for. Now, another question I guess would be is, were there any unexpected results that you guys, gained from our working together that was, potentially aside from what I was primarily there for?
I mean, Luna in general, like she just seems more comfortable and confident. She's not always a stress case anymore. But probably like the biggest that we didn't see coming benefit from working with you was when we adopted our second dog, Stella. You walked us through, before we even got her, how to introduce the two. You gave us the tools from working with Luna that we felt even confident enough to get another dog. I mean, the whole how we set up meeting with the two dogs, you helped us, you walked us through that as well. And that went really well, thanks to your advice. So that was definitely a huge benefit.
Well, yeah, and especially, I guess, just like once again, looking to the start, in the sense of like, the program was about 60 days, and like 60 days ago or whatever, it's like, were you considering getting another dog at that
Nope.
moment? Like, oh, we can keep this one, right?
Our
Like,
hands were full.
yeah, like that's a huge deal to go from a standpoint of like, I don't know if I can even keep this dog that we have, to be like, confident enough to add another one to the mix, and then it working out,
Yeah.
not like blind confidence, like you had legitimate, like, you know what, I think we can do this, and then integrating them and it going well, and you're like, all right, here we are, a
Yeah.
couple months later, living different lives, which is obviously amazing, and I'm happy for you guys, and I'm also very grateful to be part of these processes, because this is stuff that I do often, and I mean, it's where my passion lies, is working with some challenging cases, and helping people get clearer communication with their dog, and then their dog listening better as well to them. So it makes me happy and excited and grateful and all the feelings, when I can, help people to this extent. So I appreciate you for, giving me the opportunity to work with you.
Of course, looking back, I mean, there was no other option. Like, you have totally changed the game for us. And yeah, I'm a way more confident dog owner. I have the tools to be what Luna and Stella need me to be. And yeah, definitely a lot more confident starting out with Stella as a puppy than Luna even.
Mm-hmm. I guess something, a kind of pop question here is, looking back, do you feel like, as far as the like training that I left you guys to implement, was it like, did you feel overwhelmed or overcome? Like there's a lot of stuff to do and it's complicated, or like, how was the feeling of the actual tangible stuff that I'm like, hey, can you do this once I leave so you get some better results? What do you feel about that?
Good question. So honestly, it was more simple than I thought it would be. I'm, trademark for overthinking things. You came in and just said, whoa, 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 let's like simplify. You even said to us a couple times, like, less talking, less for your dog to kind of sort through for commands. So that was a breakthrough for me as well. But you having the video training that we could refer back to, that we could keep watching, that was so helpful. You coming to our house, like just the whole structure of your program has made it foolproof, I would say. Like, you come right into the house, you work with the dog in their territory, which for Luna, that was so necessary. Like, she would have been a different dog in a public place. So, I mean, and even just your strategies, like once you kind of learn your philosophy, you can apply it to the dog in so many different ways. And that was huge as well. Yeah, I don't know. I really love the simplicity.
Yeah. And that's what, like, I mean, because it can be depending on who, if you've worked with trainers before, or a person's understanding is, there can be like a fear of like, oh my God, like how much work is here? How long is it going to take me? Is it going to be super complicated? Am I going to get more stressed out? Because I really just try to simplify things to an extent that it's actionable and implementable, but also people aren't so overwhelmed that they don't do any of it.
Yes, I
So
would
I'm
say
like,
that's totally accurate. You nailed it.
yeah. So, and that's what I mean, I've fortunately over the years, I've realized some things, and I try to package them up in a consumable way, so to speak. So people don't get overwhelmed, but they still get that systematic progress. And it's not like I never told you ever to be like, hey, drill your dog with these behaviors for 30 to 45 minutes a day. I'm like, no, we're going to do like 15 minutes of work a day. Boom. And then we're going to enjoy some results. And so it's not this formidable task every day to work with your dog. It's like, well, it's pretty simple. I just have to change how I do things in the moment, a little bit at a time.
Yes, exactly. And it doesn't stress the dogs out either, because it's not, like you said, overwhelming or too much at once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was a good point too to raise with the videos, for instance, because over the past couple of years, I have recorded a lot of content, and I will continue to, as a supplement to the strategies that I leave with people as a follow up, because like sometimes I get excited and I talk too much about like strategies and stuff, and I'm like, because I know it works and I get excited about it, but then they're like, I see people being left like they're tapped out for like their capacity for learning because I said too much. And I'm like, okay, slow your roll, Derek, record some stuff, tell them the things, and then send them a video recording of the same types of things I mentioned so that they can review it as many times as they want, and really let the strategies, the philosophies, the actual exercises kind of set into their mind, so it becomes clear and a bit more simple and actionable. So and a big strategy too with the videos was, honestly, I talk so much and I get so tired. Like, by the end of the day, I'm like, could I record some of this stuff and then people could watch the thing and I could just summarize it. So it was for me too, but benefits everybody. So I appreciate you bringing that up, because that is something that I've really doubled down on over the past few years, is the inclusion of video training about strategies and tactics and exercises that we supplement with our private training sessions to facilitate people to make progress more seamlessly.
Definitely. Yeah, the videos were a huge help, and I still refer back to them, and I probably always will.
That's fair. That's good. The last question. What would you tell someone on the fence about considering getting some, training support or help or assistance?
Oh, okay. I would suggest, like, even if you're already on the fence, you're further than we were before the incident. So, like, truly, if you already have that inkling in your mind that your dog might, well, really, that you might need the training that Derek can offer, I would jump on it. Like, if hindsight, right? If I could have seen what would have happened, I would have hired you the day we got Luna. Like, started right from the beginning, made sure we were equipped with the tools we needed to raise her into a confident, comfortable dog. Yeah, I mean, I wish we would have done it forever ago. So definitely don't wait. I mean, to us, the cost was so minimal compared to the benefits. And like you said, the whole different life we're kind of living now with 2 dogs, and Stella, we're already socializing. Like, you've stressed the importance of socialization. We've gotten so much from you, Derek, in the 60-day program, like more than we ever expected. I can't say enough good things about the program, about you, your team. It's
Awesome.
been, yeah.
Well, I appreciate your kind words. And, we do really try our best to help our clients and friends to, meet their needs and help them, have the best relationship they can with their beloved dog. So I'm very grateful that, we had the ability to work together, and that you're quite satisfied with the process and the results. So thank you so much for your time today, Kara, and I appreciate you coming on here and talking about your experience. And I look forward to seeing you in the future, for whatever reason, even just crossing paths at Safeway or something. But it was a pleasure working with you guys, and you guys are really good clients. So I appreciate when people give a concerted effort to implement the stuff that I suggest. So it makes all the difference, and for both of our lives, essentially. So thanks for coming on. And is there anything else you wanted to mention before you go?
No, I just wanted to thank you genuinely from the bottom of our hearts. Like, you have truly changed the way that we interact with Luna. And we so appreciate that, Derek. You've been definitely the turning point for us. So thank you so much. I know.
I was thinking I was meaning more for me. I was like, yeah, you're welcome.
Aw.
I appreciate that a lot. And I mean, obviously, if because you had referred of someone close to you to me as well, so that's obviously a very big compliment to me as well, when you're, a client is willing to refer family members or friends and etc., that they're like, this is where you should go. So
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much for coming on here, and enjoy the rest of your perhaps rainy day.
Thank you. You too, Derek.
Okay,
Thanks for having me.
yeah, for sure. So we're going to continue this, what is it called? The Everyday Dog episode. And I'm just going to talk about a few more things before I shut it down for the day. It's fairly common, actually, that I get asked through like messages or emails or whatever, is like, in air quotes, is this something you deal with? And it tends to be when people are asking me about like aggressive dog issues, like dog to dog in the home issues where the dogs are fighting, or dog to dog with one of the dogs being outside of the home issues, where your dog might be leash reactive or threatening towards other dogs off leash, and dog to people aggression, where the dogs distrust or react or protect your area or house or yourself. And yeah, this is what I do all the time. So not everyone obviously would know that, but if you were curious, I am very confident and comfortable working with all forms of aggressive dogs, essentially, because I host, I think, between 17 and 20 private sessions every week working with those cases every week. So, what is that a month? Let's just say 15 for figuring out at least 60 sessions a month I deal with aggressive dogs. That's a lot. And it is a passion of mine, and hence the reason No Dog Left Behind is a business name, is because I realized and learned from the Humane Society dogs that I worked with over the years how much progress the dogs could make if we could clearly communicate what we wanted from them and to them, and that if you gave them a shot, lots of times they would make some solid progress. Now, No Dog Left Behind is really based more upon the premise of I will try my hardest to help a dog, but it doesn't necessarily mean I always can. There's some limiting factors like bite inhibition. So if a dog does a significant amount of damage, those are cases that are a lot harder to work with because I don't know myself or anyone else that can teach an adult dog to inhibit its bite force. So there's some, limitations with it, but in most scenarios, I mean, there's so much progress that can be made with these, these common for me aggressive dog cases with dog to dog issues or dog to people issues. So that is absolutely something I deal with and I'm comfortable with. And we have a handful of programs to deal with all those things. So if that is something that you are particularly working through or struggling with and need some support, shoot me a direct message or comment on this. By all means, I can help you. Another common question I get is, do you have any experience with fill in the blank breed? And the general answer is yes, I have lots of experience with this dog, but sometimes it's like, less common dogs. And I'm like, no, I don't. I haven't really worked with any of those dogs. But the benefit is like I've worked with thousands of dogs, and it's not an understatement, over the last 16 years, because I spent a good 5 years volunteering at the Humane Society a handful of times a week working with dogs. So I met tons of mixed breed dogs that I have no idea what their background is other than what I speculated they were by how they physically looked. And then obviously over the past 12 years since the business formally opened, I've dealt with thousands of dogs in it too, of all varying different breeds. But what I try to emphasize, and the reason I'm mentioning this, is that like it's an animal first, a dog second, a breed third. I think maybe Caesar said that, but whatever, I agree with it. So the breed is like a consideration, but it's a lower level consideration for me. So it's since they're an animal first and then they're a dog second and then they're a breed third, it's like I can have two completely different breed dogs and do probably 90% of the same process with a 10% tweak depending on the breed. And if it's like a herding dog or a companion dog or a sporting dog, where I might have to tweak something here and there. But in my experience, the processes are like very much similar regardless of the breed. But of course, I take into breed genetics as far as like predisposed behaviors because they were bred for them as part of a treatment protocol. So just in case you have more of a less common breed, I mean, yeah, your dog can definitely be helped too, and I could definitely help it, or one of our team members. So anyways, I think that's about it. Oh, one last thing. Tomorrow we have a client appreciation day, boom, to celebrate all of our amazing clients. And it's Saturday, August 28th from 9:30 a.m. to 11. You can pop in for a quick visit or stay the entire time, whatever you prefer. If you're interested in joining, it's at our training space located at 710 Fairford Street West, unit number 3. The entrance is actually on 7th Avenue Northwest because it's just a really long building. So in case you like can't find it, stand on the corner of 7th Avenue Northwest and Fairford, and you'll see our sign, and our doors right by the sign. But essentially what this is to do is celebrate our clients. And what we're going to have is numerous fun stuff to do and giveaways. So for example, one giveaway, oh, I got to make a quick note here. We're going to have a draw for, I think it's a $950 worth of sponsored items from local businesses. All kinds of things like there's dog food, gift card. There's a gift card for photography. There's like shirts and t-shirts and toques. There's a boarding, like dog boarding gift card. There's even beer and food. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of stuff. And what anyone who comes through the door gets a voucher to enter into the draw. We only have a certain amount of them, so make sure you get there to get one of your vouchers. So because I'm not exactly sure how many people to expect, but in any event, we're going to draw that right at about 10:45. And then the other thing is we have limited supplies of free gift bags. It's free to enter the draw. It's free to come in. It's free to get the gift bag. But we'll have about like 25 gift bags for families. So, one gift bag per family with a whole bunch of goodies that were provided by us and our sponsors, a bunch of freebies. So there's that as well. We'll also have our 2 service dog prospects in training, Duke and Chip, there to get the love from anyone who wants to share it with them. And a little photo booth set up for you to take a picture with one of those dogs if you want, just for your own keepsake, for fun, and because they're cute as heck. And then we're also going to celebrate a client of the month. And what that is we've selected a client of ours and a friend to celebrate their hard work they've put in over the years and recently with their dogs. And I'll give you a little quick show. Oh, that's all you get to see. But to celebrate the amazing work that this person has done. And this person is going to get a gift bag of their own with some amazing trinkets in it as well. And then the last thing is we'll have some snacks and stuff. If you want to come down for a coffee and a muffin or something like that, you can do so. But yeah, so if you have any questions about any of that stuff that I went over today, feel free to mention it in the comments. But otherwise, I'm going to shut this down today and get to some other tasks. So I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Perhaps it won't rain all day, but who knows? Have a great weekend and potentially see you tomorrow.